All right, it's going.
I still feel so scary with these contacts.
No,
Jesus.
it's you underneath it. We know. Warm heart.
No, no,
Oh.
don't rip them.
No?
No, keep them in.
Okay, keep
You
going.
always listen to your best friend. That's what you do.
So let's talk about film stuff.
Okay.
So you're going to Fear Clinic is kind of gearing up.
Yeah.
We've heard a little bit about it. I know some things I know I'm not supposed to release. So I'm going to keep that quiet.
That's not quiet.
That's not
I'll tell you that
quiet. It is 2:30 in the morning. So,
True. The night's just getting started.
So this. You come back to working with Rob Hulligan.
Yep.
So
Yep.
kind of what can you tell us about Fear Clinic?
Well, what's really cool is that, you know, we've talked about this several times. Rob is a filmmaker, and this one, you know, he made Lightning Bug his first film, which was a drama, which is great, and then he made the 2 Chrome Skull movies to sort of prove that he could make money. And he would say the same thing, so I'm not stabbing him in the back. And this one, Fear Clinic, is the first one that's sort of, I feel, in between.
Okay.
It's not a splatter film. It's not a slasher film. It's a psychological... Sorry, my kid's been looking for me all night. I just... Go away. It's a psychological film. It's very smartly written. The script sort of became this great concoction from a bunch of really smart writers. Rob Hall, Amanda Rebel, it's a whole bunch of stuff that we sort of, even on the fly, worked with. And we have a great cast. Fiona Dourif is a really brilliant actress, and you know, it sort of started as a typical Rob experience, and like, come to Ohio for a month and a half, and we'll make a movie. And I didn't have anything else going on, so I was like, yeah, sure. And then I read the script, basically once I got there, I'll be honest, and the character actually ended up being a fantastic thing to play, and we had a great time, and I think the movie's going to be really good. I think it'll probably be Rob's best work.
Oh, fantastic.
Definitely.
And it's coming out in October?
I believe that's the
Okay.
plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's...
And working with Robert Englund?
He's the best. I mean, Robert Englund, I remember, said very nice things about me even when I did the remake of Nightmare, which, if I'd been Robert Englund, I probably would have just pissed all over that project. But he said very supportive things of me, and so when we'd met at Texas Frightmare briefly, and then we got to spend this whole month in Ohio together, and he's it's strange because he's such a sort of pulpy horror icon, but he actually has a very he's a real actor. I mean, he really works on these things and thinks about everything, and we had fun kind of improvising and rehearsing, and so I'm very excited about the movie.
Okay,
It'll be good.
great. Well, we'll look forward to that.
Probably
All right.
too long an answer.
No, never. So let's switch to talk about other movies. Squatters.
Squatters, yes, finally coming out. Finally coming out.
And that was Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes, Richard Dreyfuss, Gabriella Wilde, who was in Endless Love and Carrie, and Lolita Davidovich, and Luke Grimes, who's now in 50 Shades of Grey. And I wasn't hot enough for that movie. But no, they're all really lovely people, and we did it a long time ago. I mean, we did it about 2 months after Secret Circle ended, which would have been summer of 2012. And it wasn't, I just want to put this on the record, it wasn't, the reason that the film was sort of stalled wasn't anything to do with its quality. It was a sort of legal battle between studios and who would release it and who would own it, and blah, blah, blah. But now, fortunately, Sony is releasing it, and I love it. I mean, I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times, and it's a really enjoyable movie. I'm really excited for that to come out. Really excited for that to come out.
The trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. It's cool.
Cool. So, Plush? Plush is way back. Never mind. This was no, because you composed some music.
Yes,
that's why the question's on the list.
I did.
There you go.
And actually,
because I haven't seen you since Plush, but.
Well, I'm assuming we'll get to the music because you always support my music. Plush was a great experience in the sense that the character I played in it. Obviously, the movie's out. Everybody's seen it. Who would care to?
DVD.
DVD or VOD or whatever. Or So it was only about a week and a half that I shot on it, but I ended up working on the score with Nick Launay and Ming Vaz, who are amazing musicians. And Nick Launay has produced Yeah Yeah Yeahs and Arcade Fire and a bunch of incredible bands. And I was only supposed to sing 1 or 2 songs on the soundtrack. And when I came in and recorded those, there was just sort of a sudden combustible kind of collaborative relationship that immediately started. So I ended up actually working on the whole soundtrack with them for several months, and the film kind of disappeared, but the soundtrack is great, and I'm really honored to be a part of it. And every song I sing in the soundtrack, I wrote all the lyrics for and co-produced with Nick, and now we've been working on a bunch of tracks together. So it was a very lucrative experience musically, not necessarily as an actor, but musically.
Right. So there was also a movie that you filmed in Israel?
Yes.
The Potters? No.
The Potters is an animated film.
Okay.
The Potters is an animated film that Brittany Snow and myself and Francis Conroy, and we've been working on it for a bit. The thing with the Potters is that it's a brand new kind of technology that they're using to animate the film. So it's been a long process of sort of gathering money. It's these incredible artists that are trying to bring this kind of animated vision that's never been done before. And it's a children's film, but kind of in the great way that in the early 90s children's films were, where they still had adult themes and they were dark and they were interesting. But yes, the Israel film is a movie I did called The White City with Haley Bennett, who played my lesbian best friend in Kaboom. And this was very interesting because Haley and I have known each other since we were about 16. And in Kaboom it was kind of easy because we were playing best friends. And in this we're playing a very troubled and very sexual relationship. And I think when we both took the project, we thought that like knowing each other would make it easier, but it actually just makes it more awkward when it's your friend and she was married, and it was an interesting experience to sort of throw her up against a bathroom wall and play around with that. But it's a beautiful movie. It's a really good Bob Morley, who's an actor who's in The 100 right now. On CW. He's a fantastic actor, and it's sort of it's just the three of us really at the core of this movie, and it's just about a lot of things, but mainly it's about fractured relationships, and we play this central couple that is very they're not good to each other. It's sort of this play of power, and we had an amazing time. We shot for a month in Israel with no money. I mean, it was I think the entire film cost $200,000, which is very low, but it was a labor of love. Everybody was very involved in it, and I've seen that film finished as well, and I was very happy that the composer from Compliance, which is one of my favorite movies the last few years, did our score, and I'm excited about that.
And then there is Transference.
Yes, Transference its title has changed, which everyone should know. It's now called Jacob, Joseph, Amy, lines between it. We shot that here in New York and in Stockholm, Sweden. And that's a film about Devay Chase, who's a wonderful actress. She's done better work, but what she's most known for is she was a little girl in The Ring. And she's beautiful and incredible. And it's sort of about her and I grew up in high school together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were in love. And then we sort of start to separate here in New York, and I meet this young model boy in Sweden, and he and I sort of start this relationship that I kind of get obsessed over, but she's still obsessed with me, and I'm kind of obsessed with her. And the idea of the film is it's basically talking about how we enlarge in our own minds relationships as what we think they are as opposed to what they really are. And it's a beautiful film. The director, Jacob Brown, who I saw last night in East Village, he's very, very smart, and it's definitely, I'd probably say, the most arty film I've done. It's an art film. It's very slow and very beautifully shot. I've done some arty things, but I think this one probably. I can't take this. Hold on. You get it?
Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Oh.
Goodbye. There's $60 down the sidewalk. I can see.
And you can
I can see.